Nandini, but it is hatred towards Amul because Amul is from Gujarat and the Prime Minister and Amit Shah ji are from Gujarat. I want to request the Congress Party and Mr. Siddaramaiah, who is leading this campaign, to answer this question. When he was the Chief Minister, what was the
Welcome back, and it was raining sixes in the IPL match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Gujarat Titans in Ahmedabad yesterday. KKR's Rinku Singh hit the odds out of the park with 5 straight sixes and led the team to the last ball victory. My colleague Shivani Gupta, in an exclusive chat with the cricketer, decodes the magical inning by him and what it took from him to deliver that. Listen.
रिंकू, पहली बात तो बहुत बहुत कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस आपको। आपने जो इनिंग्स खेली है, हमसे बात करने के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद। इस तरह की इनिंग्स लाइफ चेंजिंग इनिंग्स होती है, करियर चेंजिंग इनिंग्स होती है। तो सबसे पहले तो मुझे बताइए, थोड़ा टाइम अब हो गया है आपकी इनिंग्स को, तो क्या आपका क्या व्यू है आपकी इनिंग्स पे?
नहीं, काफी स्पेशल इनिंग है क्योंकि बहुत बेस्ट इनिंग है मेरी लाइफ की। तो काफी अच्छा लगा था इनिंग खेल के। काफी लोग खुश है मेरी इनिंग से, और बहुत इंडिया में ऑलमोस्ट सबको ही पता चल गई है मेरे बारे में। तो काफी अच्छा लग रहा है अंदर से।
जी, तो ये जो बिलीव था कि आप लास्ट 5 बॉलों पे 25 रन बना सकते हैं, ये बिलीव कहाँ से आया? क्योंकि हो सकता है टेक्निकली, लेकिन बहुत लोग सोचते नहीं है कि ऐसा होता है, और ऑफन होता भी नहीं है।
हाँ, बहुत से लोग बहुत टफ था मैच, कोई वो छोड़ दी होगी लोगों ने, नहीं जीत सकते मैं। क्योंकि मैं ऐसी इनिंग मैंने काफी खेली हुई है, तो मेरे अंदर एक बिलीफ था कि मैं कर सकता हूँ सारी चीजें। और जो मेरा नंबर है, मैं जिस नंबर पे खेलता हूँ, तो मैं काफी कॉन्फिडेंस हूँ उस नंबर पे अपने।
जी, तो आपके जैसे आपने बोला, आपकी इनिंग्स के बाद पूरा देश बात कर रहा है, पूरा जो जहां भी क्रिकेट लोग जानते हैं, खेलते हैं, पूरा विश्व बात कर रहा है। आपके टीममेट्स का जो रिएक्शन था हमने देखा। आपके जो कोच है चंद्रकांत पंडित जी, उन्होंने आपकी इनिंग्स को रवि शास्त्री के 6 छक्कों से या जावेद मियांदाद के लास्ट बॉल 6 से कंपेयर किया है, तो वो कैसा लग रहा है?
ये काफी बहुत अच्छा लग रहा था, काफी अच्छी फीलिंग थी, क्योंकि सर ड्रेसिंग रूम में बात कर रहे थे। तो वहाँ तुलना करना एक बड़ी बात है, मेरे लिए तो बहुत बड़ी बात है। तो काफी अच्छा फील हो रहा था कल सर ने जो मेरे लिए बोला था।
और टीम ओनर्स वेंकी मैसूर और शाहरुख खान से भी आपकी बात हुई, उन्होंने क्या बोला?
नहीं, सर से हुई थी, शाहरुख सर से बात हुई थी वीडियो कॉल पे। मैं इतनी बात कर नहीं पाया सर के साथ, क्योंकि मुझे शर्म आ रही थी सर के साथ बात करने में। तो थोड़ी बहुत बात हुई थी, तो कांग्रेस बोल रहे थे, और इतनी ज्यादा कुछ नहीं हुई।
जी जी, मेरी आपकी माताजी से बात हो रही थी रिंकू। उन्होंने बताया कि आप बचपन से ही बहुत मेहनती रहे हो, तो कुछ बताइए अपना राज।
नहीं, मैम शुरू से ही ये शुरू से क्रिकेट बहुत पसंद था। मेरे घर वालों को, मेरी मम्मी को तो पसंद था, मगर पापा को पसंद नहीं था। पापा मना करते थे खेलने के लिए। तो मम्मी ने
जी
शुरू में सपोर्ट किया था। जहाँ भी जाना होता था लोगों से, पैसे मांगते तो मुझे देती थी। तो जब जा पाता था खेलने मैच।
Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Former Congress leaders have launched an all-out attack against Rahul Gandhi. Recently, Rahul tweeted a picture making Adani name and logo with the names of these ex-Congress leaders who have either joined the BJP since or have extended support to the BJP. The names mentioned in the tweets were the likes of Ghulam Nabi Azad, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Himanta Biswa Sarma, Kiran Reddy and Anil Antony. These leaders later slammed Rahul Gandhi for alleging their connection with businessman Gautam Adani. Meanwhile, former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Azad, who was associated with the Congress Party for almost 5 decades, has gone on to allege that Rahul Gandhi himself meets, quote, undesirable businessmen during his foreign trips. The battle over Adani is clearly becoming bitter by the day. Meanwhile, chinks in opposition's armour are also clearly visible. After Adani JPC probe demand, NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar has also distanced himself from Kejriwal's demands for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's degrees, as he believes someone's educational degree cannot be a political issue. It's just a year to go for 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Is the opposition completely divided over issues to raise and corner the government on? And is the Congress getting specifically sidelined by some of the regional satraps? We'll take those questions to our guest in just a bit. First up, take a look at this tweet of the former Congress president Rahul Gandhi, which has raked up a storm. So Rahul Gandhi attacking ex-Congress leaders who are either now in the BJP or supporting the BJP, associating their names, spelling out Adani, alleging the government is using these names to deflect from the Adani issue. He once again asked in the tweet exactly whose 20,000 crore rupees Benami money is in Adani companies. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, who had jumped the ship from the Congress in 2015, has threatened a defamation case against Rahul. He said that as of now, he is busy with the Prime Minister's visit to Guwahati and will file this case after April 14. Remember, the story of Himanta Biswa Sarma leaving the Congress party and his famous interaction with Rahul, where the latter allegedly was more interested in feeding biscuits to his dog, have become the poster stories of the problems that plague the Congress party and especially the decision-making style of Rahul himself. Meanwhile, the latest entrant into the BJP, Anil Antli, son of former defence minister, has also slammed Rahul Gandhi. He said that he was sad to see former president of the Congress, who's also their prime ministerial candidate, behave like a social media troll. He said in a tweet that leaders mentioned in the Adani tweet had to leave the party as they preferred to work for India and not for a family. Not only this, former Congress MP Ghulam Nabi Azad, as I mentioned, has made some shocking revelations on Rahul Gandhi. He has claimed that the entire Gandhi family is associated with several businessmen. He said that he doesn't want to speak against the family as he respects them. Otherwise, he would have given some examples of where exactly Rahul goes on his famous foreign trips. But he added that Rahul Gandhi meets, quote, undesirable businessmen outside India. This has certainly created problem for the Gandhi scion. The BJP is using this to launch another attack on Rahul, saying that they want to know about Rahul's trips abroad. They claim that Rahul has made anti-India statements in the past, so they want to know if Rahul Gandhi is working with any anti-India businessmen. They demanded more details about Rahul's meeting with these, quote, undesirable business people. Remember, BJP also often raises the MOU signed by the Congress party with the CCP of China in the past. So the big debate that's coming up, whether it's the Adani issue or the degree row, you've got the likes of Sharad Pawar disagreeing publicly. At the same time, the Adani row is continuing to raise more questions for the Congress and Rahul Gandhi himself. So is the opposition really divided when it comes to these two rows that are becoming vogue today?
Will respond that tweet, and definitely there will be a defamation case in Guwahati.
ये बात सच्चाई देश के सामने आनी चाहिए कि राहुल गांधी जी जब भी विदेश जाते हैं तो किस तरह के अनडिजायरेबल एलिमेंट से, बिजनेसमैन से, अवांछनीय बिजनेसमैन से वो मिलते हैं।
जो राहुल गांधी जी ने जो बोला है बिल्कुल सच बोला है। उनके खिलाफ में पहले जांच चल रही थी और सीबीआई की जांच थी। बीजेपी में जाते ही जांच ठप हो गई है।
Let's go across to the guests joining us. Guru Prakash Paswan from the BJP, Rakesh Shetty from the Congress Party joining us, Dr. Seema Malik from the NCP, Ratan Sharda, RSS researcher and author, Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist, someone who tracks the Congress Party very closely with us as well. Let me go across to Rakesh ji first up. You look at whether it's the Savarkar insult, you look at the JPC probe, you look at the degree row. Although the Congress is not raising the degree row, but you've made, attempts to question the Prime Minister's background in the past. If we focus on the Adani row, it seems that every attack Rahul Gandhi mounts comes back to haunt him. For example, what is the need of a tweet like this, where you are linking your own former leaders with Adani? What's the link?
You want me to respond, right?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
See, the biggest issue in this country right now is Adani. Now we need to understand when we take an oath for the post of Prime Minister or a Member of Parliament, you clearly take an oath that you are not going to give any favors to your friends, relatives, or any donors of yours. What Bharatiya Janata Party and what Narendra Modi ji has done, they have violated all the rules. A simple example I would like to share with you. Airports were given to Adani. Now the Airport Authority of India clearly states that each corporate can have maximum of 2 airports. And this was a policy which was broken by the Narendra Modi government, and 6 airports, after that 10 airports were given to Adani Group. These rules were broken by Bharatiya Janata Party to favor their friend. Again, second point. Now, if you see, this airport were leased earlier to GBK, GMR for the lease period of 30 years. Even this was manipulated and the lease period was increased from 30 years to 50 years. Third point,
Okay.
if you see, just let me finish. When you are asking me a question, please let me
But
finish.
you need to answer
Now,
my question. All of these issues
Ma'am,
about
I will-
Adani, first of all, are not related to the Hindenburg report. These issues about
Ma'am, you
airports
should ask-
are a previous issue.
Ma'am,
You
ma'am,
only
ma'am,
started raising
you
this
want to
issue
know-
once the Hindenburg report came out.
Are you concerned about Rahul Gandhi or are you concerned about Adani?
No, I am
Being given the
discussing
favors?
both. We have been
Because
discussing
this-
both.
this is
Both are
tax
equally
payers'
in
money.
discussion. But
Ma'am,
Rakesh ji,
ma'am,
once again,
you-
I don't want to speak over you. My question to you was that you've used the names of your former Congress leaders to attack Adani or attack the BJP. What sense does that make? Those issues are separate. They have nothing to do with the Adani issue. You've got Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma saying that I'll file defamation. So what's the need of linking people to this row when they have nothing to do with this? Unless you're alleging that they
Who
do.
is- No, ma'am, tell me who is important. You want to name former Congress persons are important or this country is important?
But
We
sir,
are talking
Rahul
about this
Gandhi
country.
has used the names of Ghulam Nabi Azad, of Anil Antony, of Himanta Biswa Sarma to spell out Adani. Is it fair to them to drag their name into this?
No one is important. This country is important. This country's constitution is important. And this constitution gives Rahul Gandhi the full right to raise voice against the corruption.
Okay.
We are not afraid of ED. We are not afraid of CBI.
But that's not
You
the question
people
I'm asking
in the-
you. I'm asking you the question about linking your own former leaders to Adani Rao. Why?
As a Congress worker, my responsibility is to even bring you on the track. The real question is Adani, not former Congress or BJP leaders.
But
Here,
you're
airports
the
are
one who
given
dragged
out.
them in. I'm not understanding. Okay. But let me play the devil's
no, no.
advocate. One second. Let me play the devil's advocate since you said that it's your
Do
job
it,
to
do it.
bring me to track also. But let me play the devil's advocate with Mr. Paswan. The fact that Mr. Biswa Sarma is threatening defamation over this tweet, wouldn't exactly these kind of lawsuits draw an inference that you're actually trying to shut Rahul Gandhi from even making political attacks? What's the defamation here? He's not said that Mr. Biswa Sarma is linked to Adani. He's just linking these names who are in news, and here they are being used to deflect from the issue of Adani, as Rahul Gandhi claims. But given what has happened with Rahul Gandhi, if you keep piling on defamation cases against him, then political speech will certainly be in danger in India. These are political attacks.
Correct.
Shivani, a very warm good evening to you and all my panelists on the other side of the spectrum as well. I was patiently listening to my friend from the Congress Party, and I would like to briefly respond to him by 3 points, three very specific points. He says that the Constitution is supreme, the rule of law is supreme, the agencies of Constitution is supreme. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, your leader is out on bail in a judicial process. Point number 1. Point number 2, you raised question mark about Adani. What about the 65,000 crore of investment of Adani Corporation in Rajasthan? What about the 11,000 crore of investment of Adani Corporation in Chhattisgarh? When was Adani given the first contract? It was the Congress government. Point number 3, Shivani, we must understand, it is the modus operandi of the Congress Party. Have you forgotten 2018? Chaukidar? Have you forgotten Ambani? Have you forgotten Rafale? This is the perfect modus operandi of the Congress Party. They have no vision, they have no imagination, they have no ideas. They cannot dream about India. But the only and only thing is accusations, accusations, and accusations without any base, without any logic, without any rationality.
But in this
Now,
particular
coming to your
tweet,
question,
Paswan, yes, in this particular tweet, there is no allegation per se. Rahul Gandhi is only saying you're using these names of ex-Congress leaders to deflect from the main issue. I'm not understanding. Should we really go down the route of filing defamation cases on all political attacks? Where will we be left then? You
Shivani,
make
that is
similar
a very-
attacks on Rahul Gandhi.
Shivani, that is a very interesting question.
Yes.
But we also must understand, like I said, we are living in a constitutional democracy. If my name is taken, I have all the right within the constitution to approach the court of law. Who has given the right to Mr. Rahul Gandhi to insult me? Are you above the law? Are you the sovereign? Are you above the Constitution of India? Who has given you the authority to insult me, to link me, to use my name? This is the simple point.
Okay,
We live in a
Mr.
constitution.
Shetty, you want to
I have
respond to that very
every
quickly.
right.
30 seconds
Yes,
only before I
yes,
go to our
yes.
other guests.
Every right to approach the court of law, and I will if my name is used, Shivani. That's
Okay,
my precise point.
Mr. Shetty.
See, now very important point my friend from BJP said, the government of Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh have invited Adani. Tomorrow I become member of parliament, even I want that a good industrialist should come to my constituency, create jobs for my people. Even I will invite him, but we are objecting on the favors. Now we celebrated when Narendra Modi invited Tata Nano to Gujarat. You know what is the price they gave them the land for? It was 900 rupees per square meter, and the same piece of land was given to Adani for 1 rupees per square meter.
Okay, all of those
We are
questions,
objecting
fair
upon
enough.
the
All of those questions, fair enough. I'm just wondering why the Congress party has
we are
woken up
just opposing-
only after the Hindenburg report. These questions were not being asked before that report. And this report is not concerning these questions. But in any case, I have to go across to some of our other guests as well. Ratan Sharda, every time these businessmen attacks come in, there are always, quote unquote, skeletons in the Congress skeleton cupboard that tumble out. For example, today you've got even somebody as close to the Gandhi family previously as Ghulam Nabi Azad saying that, he meets dubious businessmen, undesirable businessmen. Isn't that a question the Congress party should answer?
See, Shivani, to my mind, continuously abusing businessmen, industrialists in the name of sounding very, socialist is an old sickness of 1967. It has gone out. If you don't create wealth, how do you distribute wealth? You want to have all kind of freebies, you want to have all the good benefits for the poor, but you won't allow industrialists prosper. As far as Mr. Azad is concerned, as Ghulam who has become Azad recently, he has not named them. But I can easily name that Mr. Anil Ambani clearly said in an interview that we are supporters of Congress, and the benefits they got, overnight law changes on one night, law changes for their new kind of businesses, everything has happened. So Mr. Ambani rose on the strength of Congress. Congress. Did anybody shout about it? And Adani also initial push. Who gave the initial push? Congress gave the initial pull. Industrialists at that level, we will get this kind of support from ruling parties, whether they're Congress or any other. I am also questioning a UPA minister from Congress family who sold out the routes of Air India, profitable routes, to Emirates. What happened to that? So people who have all through their 70 years in the name of socialism have looted people, made capitalists pay for the electioneering by pressurizing them, abusing them, have no right to speak about that. Lastly, JPC, is it more effective than the SIT of Supreme Court? No. SIT of Supreme Court can enforce law. JPC cannot. Last 4 JPCs delivered nothing except a lot of noise and enjoyment for the MPs who sat for this meeting and got allowances probably.
Okay.
So this kind of very blind-sided approach to resolve issues very bad. Rahul Gandhi has behaved like a troll. All these graphics and all at his level, he cannot become a troll. He has to be more understanding. To abuse your own people who are with you for years together shows shallowness, frustration, and very highly contemptuous look at the leaders.
Okay.
That is why they left.
Okay.
Every time he says, go join RSS,
Yeah.
is this the way to treat your leaders rather than listening to them? These are the questions. Adani, trolling about Adani is something that people are abused that will take action. But as listen, what do I see? I see hypocritical behavior. I see this all noise about Adani after a certain time when they maybe started get lesser funds. But I look at it as very low level politics when you are attacking your own
Okay.
people, behaving like a troll and not looking inside what you did for Adani and others.
Is Rahul
Birla
Gandhi?
Tata
Is
Birla, how
Rahul
did they rise?
Gandhi?
Can you tell me?
Is
How
Rahul
did
Gandhi
Tata
behaving
Birla
like a
rise?
troll? Rashid Kidwai, and also this entire obsession with Adani, is it helping the Congress party, or is it just because Rahul Gandhi is very invested in this issue, that's why the entire Congress party is putting their weight behind him and they might not have any other option? But you look at the signs that are coming in, for example, from Karnataka, from within the party, and from other opposition parties, they are feeling like this is becoming a bit of a problem now, the way it is going on.
Yes, Shivani, I think we all favor some kind of civil discourse in politics, but there is total lack of courtesies. When Rahul Gandhi travels abroad, it's being said that he's making anti-national people. With the Congress it's a well-known fact that political parties have fraternal relations with like-minded political parties across the world, and of course, relations keep changing in terms of diplomatic sense. But to say that the Congress has been selling national secrets or something like doing anti-national is, I think, little unfair. The Congress has won 3 decisive war. The Congress governments when they were in power in India, and Mr. Ratan Sharda knows this. And I think it is very wrong on the part of Rahul Gandhi also to be dragging, industrial houses or business people. If there is a grudge, then of course there is a court of law, there is parliament, all these things should be said. But one more thing, this obsession with criminal defamation and all is uncalled for. Shivani, I had seen as a reporter, I've seen this slogan being coined, Gali Gali mein chor hai, Rajiv Gandhi chor hai, which was very personal and I think it was very impolite. And the BJP was privy to it. In the sense they were also using it. But what I'm saying is there was no criminal defamation. So in all political issues cannot be settled in a court of law or vice versa.
Yeah, but what do you make of Ghulam Nabi Azad's allegation? Now that's not coming from a BJP person as much as he may be labelled as one today by Rahul Gandhi. This is not looking good on him. And he needs, if he's going to raise objections against everybody and show pictures of the Prime Minister with some businessmen as if that's some novelty, then he must explain his trips and who he meets too.
Yes, I think I'm glad, Shivani, you asked this question. The problem is that when political party like the Congress, which is going through a kind of decline, a lean patch and all, normally it tends to split. Like it happened in 1977, it happened in 1969, and some other instances are there. In 2014 and 19, the Congress did not split. Yet there are 50 powerful and big leaders have left one after another. And this has bled the Congress white. Now, there is a lot of irritation and anger. My friend, Mr. Rakesh Shetty may not admit it, but there is a lot of irritation at this periodic desertion and the people leaving the party. So, therefore, I think the Congress does not know how to react to it. And therefore, this kind of behavior comes across.
Yeah, but Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad's allegation is serious in itself. I'll give Mr. Shetty an opportunity to respond to that, but I want to go across to Dr. Seema Malik as well. Dr. Seema Malik,
Just
we were
5
speaking.
seconds.
Yes, Mr. Sharda?
See, the recent attack on Amul Cooperative, how low can you get? It is not even a capitalist industry. It is a cooperative industry nurtured by Congress itself. It's a highly respected brand. It's a high respect to create it as a regional divide. I think it is most unfortunate. And I never said, I didn't use the word anti-national for Rahul Gandhi even once, right? As Rashidji knows, I don't do this to kind of, arguments.
He's referring to the BJP attacks.
But then if it is, both ways, I do not understand who is stop it first. I do not understand. Because this is very unfortunate when substantial issues are lost. And every evening we just keep on debating these kind of shallow remarks, and we need to talk about that. Mr. Sharad Pawar tried to break this particular chain, but I hope that somebody listens to him.
Well, that's my question.
Otherwise.
That's going to be my question to Dr. Seema Malik. We were speaking on Saturday when we were discussing Mr. Sharad Pawar distancing himself from the JPC probe. He was very categorical. It's going to be of no use, no point, because it's going to be dominated by the ruling party to begin with. In another interview, he has said that actually he feels Mr. Adani is being attacked by a foreign firm. But now he's also gone on to say that this degree business is useless as well. So is it the NCP's belief that these parties like the AAP and the Congress, they're carrying on an agenda which is not suited to you, is not even useful for the opposition?
Shivani, we have to, if you talk about Pawar Sahab, as you know, he's a very visionary leader, and what he talks, he knows about it. So, and what is telling? He's just telling, do you think that a degree issue is a big national issue or something? He's just telling simply that we have to focus on the, what is our priority? We have to focus on the bigger issues like unemployment, inflation, about the farmers' issue. We just see what is going on. There were rains, few days back, and all the crops are destroyed. The people of this country are looking at us, whether we are in opposition or they have chosen us. So we have to do something for them, and we should have a special, like this thing, a special program and a direction. If we have to fight with a party like BJP, who do, they are very good in the politics of polarization, divisive and destructive politics. And if we have to go against them, we have to, see that what is the priority of this country. We cannot ignore the role of the corporates in in the economy of this country. And at the same time, he is not giving a clean sheet to any corporate. He said if they have done something wrong, then
let the Supreme Court panel decide. Yes, he has put his weight
behind
the Supreme Court panel.
The Supreme Court has already taken an initiative, and they have formed a committee who will look into it. So
these are words of wisdom, Mr. Shetty. These are words of wisdom coming in from Mr. Pawar. Surely you respect his political wisdom. He is telling you these are not issues to be raised. And please also respond to what Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad has said about your own leader. Are we to disbelieve him too, just because today he is not in the Congress party?
No. See, the question is, and today it is not relevant what Ghulam Nabi Azad is saying.
Why not?
I am concerned about Sharad. No, it is not. It is not the question. The question is Adani. Where the 20,000 crores?
But if Adani is an issue, then the businessman link of Congress party are also an issue.
If you please allow me to talk,
go
then
ahead.
I can keep my point. So now the important point here is, first time I would like to say, the entire panel, even the news anchor, everyone is so protective about Adani. Why are you protecting Adani?
Why are we protecting Adani?
Wait. Let me
this
just
is the kind of insinuation that Congress makes on everybody, including their own former leaders, which is the problem.
I am asking,
we don't
why
have
are
any
you
interest in protecting
him?
But how can we protect him?
Let us have a JPC. Why is Narendra Modi so afraid and protecting Adani?
No, it's okay if you keep that attack to Narendra Modi as a political...
The opposition of this country is asking for JPC.
Entire opposition is not asking.
Create a JPC and let it happen. No? Let the inquiry happen.
Okay, but can I say, Mr. Shetty, Mr. Shetty, can I just come in? I got your gist. First of all, I don't think news anchors like me are in any position to protect a powerful man like Mr. Adani. So please measure your words when you speak. Secondly, it is exactly these insinuations that whoever is asking you a question has some ulterior motive, which is, looking like this, and your own former people are raising a question. Sir, once again, I have limited time. Let me give a minute to Mr. Paswan as well. Please respond. Why is it that you are so hell-bent on protecting Adani? That's the only thing that Rahul Gandhi is saying. That you keep diverting that issue, deflecting from that issue.
No, we have to understand Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, he has served 50 years in the Congress party. We don't understand this. Former Chief Minister, former General Secretary.
And you have been calling him Gulam.
I did not speak. Shivani, this is
yes,
not the way we
please, uninterrupted, please. Yes, 30 seconds, Mr. Paswan. Yes.
Yeah, Shivani, we live in a democracy. We don't speak up on others. Thank you so much, Shivani. So, Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad has spent 50 years of his political life in Congress party. Former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, former General Secretary of Congress Party, former Leader of Opposition of the Rajya Sabha. How is he not accountable? If he has said something that Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the Gandhi family on their foreign trips are constantly meeting undesirable and dubious businessmen. It is a matter of international politics. It is a matter of national interest.
What about Adani? Once again, let me intervene. Not like this, not like this.
Is the government sleeping?
Once again. Yes, that's a fair question to ask.
Why don't you take action against him?
One by one. Can I just have Mr. Paswan with me? One is the question from the Congress guru is relevant. If you keep insinuating things against Rahul and his family, you must investigate. Why are you sleeping? But that is one. But please answer my question. Why are you so cagey about the Adani issue? You don't even address it very clearly. The government doesn't.
Shivani, on your show, despite being constantly heckled by the Congress party, I want to put this on record. If you give me one evidence, what is your evidence? What is your rationality? One agency report, Hindenburg report, which is again a dubious agency in the United States of America itself. You have one evidence, one shred of evidence. Please go to the court of law and file a case. Why are you so ashamed of it? Why are you so embarrassed of it? You don't have any evidence. This is the same modus operandi which they operated in 2018 and 2019. They went to the Supreme Court. They had to apologize in front of the entire country. They insulted the chowkidars of the country.
Okay.
They insulted the businessmen of the country. They insulted the corporate of the country. This is the same fate which they are waiting for. Again, they have to apologize in front of the entire country.
We'll see.
They have
We'll
no
see
vision,
whether this
no
will lead to
imagination,
an apology
no ideas,
or whether
no
this can be
issues.
an Achilles heel of the Modi government. I have to leave it at that. I do thank all of our guests for joining us. We'll see exactly where these matters go. The degree row, the Adani row, is it helping the opposition? Moving on, in a massive setback for West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, an independent fact-finding panel has now claimed that Ram Navami riots were pre-planned. The 6-member fact-finding committee alleged violation of human rights in West Bengal. It was led by former Patna High Court Chief Justice Narasimha Reddy, and in its interim report it said the riots during these processions were pre-planned, orchestrated and instigated. The panel is also seeking an NIA investigation into the matter. Let's take a quick check of what the report is saying further. So according to the panel, the riots were pre-planned, orchestrated and instigated. The riots were triggered after inflammatory speech given by Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee herself. Several user-generated videos show that peaceful Ram Navami procession was targeted. According to the panel, the rioters were exhorted to stop and target processions. The panel, as I mentioned, is suggesting the investigations should be handed over to an agency like the NIA, as there can be a larger design here concerning India's security. Meanwhile, Calcutta High Court today reserved its order on Suvendu Adhikari's plea seeking a probe by the NIA or the CBI. The court has observed that reports prima facie show that the violence was pre-planned. The stones were pelted from rooftops. This is what the court is recording. And it is not possible that stones could have been taken up in just 15 to 20 minutes. The incident is a result of an intelligence failure, again an indictment of the government. The court believes that there might be a third group taking advantage of the situation. The court also believes that a central agency should probe this because it could be difficult for the police to find out more about this third group. So whether you look at an independent fact-checking panel or the plea that is being heard in the court, it looks like the government has many questions to face. So will accountability be set? First up, also listen in to what Mamata Banerjee is saying on this.
If it is authenticated by the party, then it's a no value. Police has not given permission, number one. Number two, the meeting was mentioned, they will do it in the afternoon. But at the time of namaz time, intentionally, deliberately they went there to victimize the people. After that also, our police, 1 hour it was, of course, in a bad shape because BJP along with banduks, dancing with arms, bulldozer, tractors, they went.
First up, I want to go across to Justice L. Narasimha Reddy, who was the head of this fact-finding committee into the West Bengal violence. So thanks a lot for your time. You've used very strong words like orchestrated and instigated for the violence and the conflict that broke out. Could you briefly tell me why you believe so?
See, you know the gravity of the incidents there. It was very serious and many people were injured. The whole processions were dispersed. It was a horrific, and some of it was recorded live. Now, when we wanted to go to those places after 1 week and to know the reasons or to interact with the people, either who are victims or those who are witnesses, the police was adamant. They stopped us 3 to 4 kilometers ahead of that area.
Yes.
And 144 section was imposed at that place, but 3 kilometers away they have stopped us.
Okay.
And then we offered also, if you have got any apprehension, we will come in your vehicles. In your vehicles, not in group, 1 or 2 persons. Even that they did not permit us. And left with no alternative, we just called the victims themselves. After interacting with the victims, we were forced to arrive at those conclusions.
Okay, but could you give me details why you felt so, that all of this was orchestrated? And you've also laid the blame over the speech that Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee gave herself. So could you explain to me why?
There I want to be a bit clear. It is not our opinion. We have just summed up. We have gathered the clippings of the speeches made by the Chief Minister at the relevant point of time. And our the victims who met us said that one after the other the statements from Chief Minister were going on, and the people there were getting encouraged, and they went on pelting stones and harassing us.
Okay.
Now, regarding the part played by the police, the victims told us that, and that was evident from many clippings also, and they have also recorded some of them. There, the police anticipated trouble in some of the areas.
Okay.
Deployment was also there. But then the organizers of the processions were a bit confident that police is here and we can conduct the procession peacefully. But what they said is the stones, brick pieces, all of them were collected and kept at certain places. And once the procession started, and at some places the pelting started, the police have coolly moved away. And the pelting, they had a free hand to pelt the stones. The processions were aborted and they have been dispersed. And the organizers, together with the women and children, whoever were there, enthusiastically participating in it. But when this disturbance has taken place, they have moved out to the residential blocks, areas, gated community.
Right.
There, the rioters have made forcible entry, and they have gone to rooftops, broken the glass of the houses, threatened the people, and police were nowhere to be seen there.
Okay.
When these rioters have gone away, police came and saying that there is a disturbance here, they have lathi charged and they fired tear gas shells there. And some injured persons were also seen here.
Okay.
So all this only shows the partisan nature of the police. Had the police been alert, all this would have been prevented successfully.
Okay. I also want to ask you, this is also something that came directly from the Chief Minister, that these processions went through routes that they were not predefined, that were not allowed, and they changed their routes, and therefore what has happened has happened. So there was a provocation of sorts. What have you found?
The organizers who met us, they said there was no such change of route. And if that is so, we have also had a big press conference here. Some similar question was put to us. It gave me a reaction to provocation from the procession.
Yes.
If that is so, where do you get so many stones and bricks? Spontaneously, fortunately, Calcutta roads are relatively clean and very good looking. We can't find a pebble there. Where do you get the stones and bricks in such large numbers? After this incident, it was almost truckloads of material were there. Where do you get all that? So the allegation that there was change of route, and that is evident. Everything is recorded. Then police should be able to say this was the approved route. This is the change, and that change has resulted in some inconvenience or provocation route. Therefore, we have done nothing of that sort. Even though they are not permitting, they can show to independent or either press reporters or people like us. They can show this is what happened, so that the society at large will know. We are not about finding fault with any particular section or agency.
Okay.
But the more and more they try to hide the situation, the suspicion is bound to be there, and the subsequent events have only fortified those suspicions.
Okay, I leave it at that. Justice Reddy, thanks a lot for speaking to us. Let's take this to our guests now. Guru Prakash of the BJP continues with us. Garga Chatterjee, political analyst leaning towards the TMC, is joining us. Garga, you look at this fact-finding committee, you may disagree with what they've come out with or what they're saying. But you look at what the High Court also said today. There has to be accountability set at the state's level. If you are saying there was provocation, how are these provocations allowed? If the police insist that the route was changed, how did that even happen? Because the police can be seen, the police was there with the procession, so how did that happen? And if there are somebody outsiders, as the Chief Minister has alleged, who are instigating all of this, then this is a failure of intelligence. At each point, the responsibility
This is not
lies
only
with the
failure.
state government.
This is not only failure of intelligence, this is failure of state government policy for decades. The fact that these events have happened in Noihati, in Shibpur, in Rishra, in Dalkola, where are these areas? In what kind of criminals are infested in these areas? From which states are these criminals have always been coming from? Why have these areas have become almost Bengali shunno, Bengali, no Bengal, hardly any Bengali lives there? What are these zones?
So you're
These have
blaming
become no-go
outsiders,
zones for Bengalis.
even for areas like Hooghly and Howrah?
Yes, look at urban Hooghly, urban Howrah, look at the GT Road areas. Look at the Prionath Bosti, look at Shalkia, look at Shibpur, look at the voter lists of these areas. Go to the Rishra areas where the voter lists, look at the lists. Go to the Shibpur area where this altercation happened, look at the voter lists. Look at them, we know these things.
So you're
And
saying that because
all these
outsiders have
governments,
come
now
and
the-
settled into these areas in Bengal, that's why this is happening. But I draw your attention one more time to what both this fact-finding panel is saying and what the court is saying, that it is not possible even on provocation to assemble so many stones to hurl from rooftops. What about that? What about those?
Groups living in those areas have been doing this for decades, holding state government of Bengal at hostage because they can assemble fast in large numbers.
What are these groups you're talking about?
Events happened.
No, because
Groups, you see the
Mamata
groups,
Banerjee
you are the
says
media,
that
you
because
say which
these
groups. They are not
because these
Bengalis.
processions
They are
went
not
through.
Bengalis, this I can tell you. They are
No,
not
but we are
Bengalis.
not
I don't know who
discussing
they are.
whether they're Bengali or not. That's not
Yes,
the
it
point
matters.
here.
Yes, it matters. Yes, it matters because a Bengali, let's say two Bengalis, Hindu and Muslim, even if they have enmity between themselves, they cannot go to Maharashtra and cause this mayhem between themselves. They will not even dare. So it is a collective failure of successive state governments in West Bengal to have let these criminal elements make almost areas.
Okay. It's interesting you say that because the
To their
TMC
favor.
says and has
Changing
been
the
saying in
demography.
the aftermath of this violence that actually this has only happened since 2016 or 2017, since the BJP became stronger
then you know
No,
much
I'm just
less.
telling you,
Then
this
you
is
are
what the TMC...
misinformed.
No, I'm
See,
just...
then you are
Garga, please
misinformed.
don't speak over me.
Then you are misinformed. You do not know
No,
all
I
these
am not
things.
misinformed. I am just
You are
telling you what
misinformed.
TMC representatives...
You are misinformed.
Garga, can you please calm down for 1 second? Can you please...
I'll tell you.
Can I
Let me
please
tell you.
put my point, then you come in.
I'll
1
tell
second.
You put your point.
Yeah, 1 second. Guru Prakash, TMC representatives have said
Now
themselves...
you went to Guru Prakash. Now you did not let me speak.
No,
I
you've
know because
spoken
you
for
are
5
out of
minutes.
water
Garga,
there.
please
You
calm
are
down.
out of water there. You stopped me there. I saw it.
Yes, I did stop you
let
because
me
I
tell
don't
30
have
seconds.
endless time for you. Just calm down for 1 second.
Let me tell you 30 seconds.
No more 30 seconds. Just calm down. You'll get your time when your turn
I
comes.
because I thought you would speak.
Yeah,
Then
1
because you
second.
are out of water,
Can I just
you
go
are
across to
going
Guru
because-
Prakash? I don't have time to waste for this. The point that I was trying to put across, Guru Prakash, is that TMC representatives themselves have said that this Ram Navami procession violence has become routine in Bengal since 2016 or 2017. They have alleged this is happening because the BJP has grown in West Bengal. But I want to come back to the issue of the state accountability. You heard what Garga said, that this is basically outsiders. They are holding the state government to ransom, and this is something that the state government should look at.
Shivani, I patiently heard
Yes.
what our friend from TMC said, and I'm surprised I partly agree with him. He said it is the failure of the state government policy. That was his opening statement. That was his opening line. So I'm sure that there is an acknowledgement within the West Bengal government establishment that this is a failure of the state government policy. I have to put it on record. Number two, the fact-finding committee, the High Court, they have repeatedly said the fact-finding committee has gone to the extent of saying temples were desecrated. Police did not consciously allow them to reach to the locations. What is this? What is the idea? What is the plan of the West Bengal government? The Chief Minister of West Bengal, who continued to make inflammatory public comments in a prejudicial and biased manner, Who is responsible? Who is accountable? The fact-finding committee has categorically said, Shivani, that the police did not permit us to go to the violence-hit areas under the garb of Section 144. Who is responsible? But we have to understand one thing. This is what happens in West Bengal. Have you forgotten? May 2nd, Khela Hobe, a taণ্ডava of violence was unleashed on the streets of West Bengal.
Okay.
The Dalits of West Bengal, the poor people of West Bengal, the women of West Bengal, they were killed, brutally massacred. They were raped. Who is responsible for that?
Okay, let's not
the
mix issues
Mamata
right now.
Banerjee
Let's just
led
focus on this
TMC
one.
Government in West Bengal. No. Shivani, I was patiently listening.
Yeah.
I am just pinning the responsibility. You cannot shift accountability. You cannot shift the responsibility. As a chief minister, it is your fundamental duty. It is your fundamental duty. Your citizens must be given the safety and security.
Okay. Can
But
I take
as you
that
came to
to
power, a systemic violence was unleashed on the streets of West Bengal.
Okay, can I
This
go
has become
across to
the case.
TMC
Every time.
spokesperson? One second, Majid Memon is joining us. Mr. Memon, the question is whether it's this independent fact-finding panel or the High Court, which is seized of this matter. They are pointing out to the fact that, you cannot collect so much stones as a reaction to something. This has to be pre-planned. They're talking about the fact that the state failed in controlling this situation. They're also talking about the fact that a larger central agency should probe this. Is this not all raising questions on the inability of the state government?
No, you see, if the relationship between any state and the center are not hostile, in that event, any such arrangement would be most welcome. But if the center is looking for, you see, at the drop of the hat, an opportunity to defame the state or to blame the chief minister who is hostile to the center, then certainly one has to be cautious. And as a matter of fact, as far as Ram Navami violence were concerned, from day one, our chief minister has been saying that, you see, those who have created trouble are not local. They have been brought in by certain Western interests.
Okay, but sir, the chief minister also squarely laid the blame on one side, which is this case are those carrying out the processions even before an investigation could happen. Is this not prejudicing the entire case?
No. See, an investigation has to be conducted by an absolutely unbiased and absolutely fair manner. Now, if the investigators, the fact-finding team does not believe in the local state people and leaning on the side of the center, then probably the results may not be...
No, the fact-finding committee is saying we were not allowed access to some areas, but we spoke to victims. They'll obviously go by the victim testimonies. Mr. Menon, my final question to you. Everybody is pointing out to the fact that there was almost an emboldening on one side to take law into their hands. The moment you use provocation as an excuse to take law into your own hands, it emboldens lawless elements. That's all. Is that not a mistake on the Chief Minister's part?
No, see, now, first of all, a major question that arises in the minds of common people who may not be belonging to this side or to that side, whether it is Mamata versus Modi or whether it is BJP versus TMC. If an independent mind would think that how is it that on such an occasion like a festival of Ram Navami, which has to be revered and enjoyed by the people,
right.
How is it that only the states, Bihar and West Bengal, which are not ruled by BJP, that there are trouble?
Actually, this happened in Maharashtra too. So I'm not sure if that link is very... It's a very strenuous link. But let's not get into that. I've run out of time. Ultimately, I think ultimately what the High Court will decide and say in this matter will hold weight. Let's wait and see how this pans out. I do thank all of our guests for joining us. Time for a very short break. On the other side, we'll get you an exclusive conversation with KKR batter Rinku Singh, the knight who defeated the Titans almost single-handedly last evening. That exclusive conversation is coming up.
The KMF organization is under threat. Well, every one of us in Karnataka, in the Karnataka Congress, while we respect competition in markets, we will do our utmost to ensure that Nandini continues to prevail, continues to dominate.
How do you look at the fact that we have Kumaraswamy saying that you should fight against the fact that Amul has entered into Karnataka? The Congress also is saying that we should fight against it and there should not be a Gujarat model brought here.
Amul is operating in Karnataka from almost a decade. It's not that there is a conspiracy that is being hatched today to bring Amul for the first time in Karnataka. There are 8 or 10 different multiple brands, milk brands that are available in Karnataka that are already trying to compete with Nandini in Karnataka. People of Karnataka very clearly know that this is not love towards Nandini, but it is hatred towards Amul because Amul is from Gujarat and the Prime Minister and Amit Shah ji are from Gujarat. I want to request the Congress Party and Mr. Siddharamaiah, who is leading this campaign, to answer this question. When he was the Chief Minister, what was the turnover of the KMF, the Karnataka Milk Federation, the entity that owns Nandini brand? What is the turnover and the profit of the KMF today?
We all want to protect the Nandini brand, which has been built up with such care. But I think a biomedia has to be found. And certainly one of the good things we should have is Nandini should also be exported to more states. If we start getting too protectionist, we may not be helping. We may not be helping our national economy. But at the same time, I understand the concerns of those who are working in Karnataka, who are, after all, contributing to the success and quality of the Nandini brand. And we have to take their needs into account as well.
Now we have some more inputs coming in on this story. In order to support states' farmers by opposing Amul products, KPCC President DK Shivkumar visited Nandini Milk Parlour in Hassan district to purchase Nandini products. DK Shivkumar was also seen drinking Nandini butter milk. So fresh development in the Amul row in the state of Karnataka. Now, in order to support state's farmers by opposing Amul products, KPCC Chief DK Shivkumar visited Nandini Milk Parlour in Hassan district to purchase Nandini products, and DK Shivkumar was also seen drinking Nandini butter milk. So fresh development in the Amul versus Nandini row in the state of Karnataka. KPCC Chief DK Shivkumar visited Nandini Milk Parlour in Hassan district to purchase Nandini products to support state's farmers, and DK Shivkumar was also seen drinking Nandini butter milk. So fresh controversy has erupted in the state of Karnataka, which is set to go for polls the next month, and this fresh controversy is between Amul and Nandini milk brand. CNN News 18's Akshara is joining us on this story. Akshara, how do you see this development? KPCC chief visiting the Nandini Milk Parlour and drinking buttermilk over there. What message does this send out?
Well, you see, right from when the whole controversy erupted and even Amul made the announcement that it will be entering Bengaluru providing its milk products, the Congress has critically opposed it, stating that it is a threat to the KMF here, Karnataka Milk Federation, and it raised important questions when there is already a cooperative sector here and you have its brand, the Nandini, when it's providing milk products to this particular cooperative sector and its own milk products, it does have it, and then why there is a need for Amul, a different brand from Gujarat, to come and supply products here? That's the important questions that have been raised by the Congress. And standing in solidarity with the farmers, KPCC Chief DK Shivkumar also went out to a parlour and bought Nandini milk products, and he was seen drinking the Nandini milk products, and giving out a strong message that we stand with the farmers. So that's what the stand of the Congress has been. But on the other side, BJP is stating that there is no such competition as such which the Amul will provide to Nandini. Nandini has its own brand, and it has its own level here in the state, and there will be no competition as such. It will only Amul will provide milk products as done by many other products here in Karnataka. So that's what the BJP here is stating. It is also stating that Congress is carrying out a misinformation campaign, and there is no such issue as merger of Amul or Nandini. But once again, Siddharamaiah and the Congress hit back at BJP, stating that this will destroy the cooperative sector here in Karnataka and will hurt the farmers of Karnataka. So that's what the Congress had to say.
Good morning, Akshara. This is Shilpa. Also, casting light on the statement coming in from Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, it indicates a softening of a stance, because he says we shouldn't be too protectionist about Nandini, because we want Nandini also to export to other states and we want to help the national economy. At the same time, we do want Nandini to prevail.
Well, yes, Shashi Tharoor did say that even Nandini has to.
Welcome back. IPL fans were on the edge of their seats while watching Kolkata Knight Riders versus Gujarat Titans last evening. After Rashid Khan's hat-trick, Kolkata's prospects were all but over, chasing 204 for a win. But what transpired in the last 15 minutes created cricket history. In the last over, Kolkata needed 29 runs. Rinku Singh smashed 5 sixes of the last 5 balls to win it for them. He ended with an unbeaten 48 of just 21 balls. Now, Rinku Singh has been with the KKR team for the last 6 years, but has come from economically very hard and tough background. Rinku Singh's father still works as an LPG home delivery man in Aligarh in UP. Rinku Singh failed 9th grade, almost took a sweeper's job to support his family. Rinku scored 803 runs for UP in Ranji Trophy in the 2018-19 season. He was sold to the KKR then for 80 lakh rupees in 2018 IPL auction. He paid off his family's debt with the money he earned via cricket. In 2023, Kolkata retained Rinku Singh for his 2022 price of 55 lakhs. Well, he may be up for a hike if he keeps up his form this season. I spoke to the man of the hour, Rinku Singh himself, about his innings and his struggles. Listen. रिंकू, पहली बात तो बहुत बहुत कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस आपको, आपने जो इनिंग्स खेली है, हमसे बात करने के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद। इस तरह की इनिंग्स लाइफ चेंजिंग इनिंग्स होती है, करियर चेंजिंग इनिंग्स होती है। तो सबसे पहले तो मुझे ये बताइए, थोड़ा टाइम अब हो गया है आपकी इनिंग्स को, तो क्या आपका क्या व्यू है आपकी इनिंग्स पे?
नहीं, काफी स्पेशल इनिंग है क्योंकि बहुत बेस्ट इनिंग है मेरी लाइफ की। तो काफी मतलब अच्छा लगा था इनिंग खेल के। मतलब काफी लोग मतलब खुश हैं मेरी इनिंग से, और बहुत मतलब इंडिया में मतलब ऑलमोस्ट सबको ही पता चल गई है मेरे बारे में। तो काफी अच्छा अच्छा लग रहा है अंदर से।
जी, तो ये जो बिलीव था कि आप लास्ट 5 बॉलों पे 25 रन बना सकते हैं, ये बिलीव कहाँ से आया? क्योंकि हो सकता है टेक्निकली, लेकिन बहुत लोग सोचते नहीं है कि ऐसा होता है, और ऑफन होता भी नहीं है।
हाँ, बहुत से लोग मतलब बहुत टफ था मैच, कोई मतलब वो छोड़ दी होगी लोगों ने, मतलब नहीं जीत सकते मैं, मतलब क्योंकि मैं ऐसी नहीं, मैंने काफी खेली हुई है, तो मेरे अंदर एक बिलीफ था कि मैं कर सकता हूँ सारी चीजें। और जो मेरा नंबर है, मैं जिस नंबर पे खेलता हूँ, तो मैं मतलब काफी कॉन्फिडेंस हूँ उस नंबर पे अपने।
जी, तो आपके जैसे आपने बोला, आपकी इनिंग्स के बाद पूरा देश बात कर रहा है, पूरा जो जहां भी क्रिकेट लोग जानते हैं, खेलते हैं, पूरा विश्व बात कर रहा है। आपके टीममेट्स का जो रिएक्शन था हमने देखा। आपके जो कोच है चंद्रकांत पंडित जी, उन्होंने आपकी इनिंग्स को रवि शास्त्री के 6 छक्कों से या जावेद मियांदाद के लास्ट बॉल 6 से कंपेयर किया है, तो वो कैसा लग रहा है?
ये काफी मतलब बहुत अच्छा लग रहा था, काफी अच्छी फीलिंग थी, क्योंकि सर ड्रेसिंग रूम में बात कर रहे थे, तो मतलब वहाँ मतलब तुलना करना एक बड़ी बात है, मतलब मेरे लिए तो बहुत बड़ी बात है। तो काफी अच्छा फील हो रहा था कल सर ने जो मेरे लिए बोला था।
और टीम ओनर्स वेंकी मैसूर और शाहरुख खान से भी आपकी बात हुई, उन्होंने क्या बोला?
नहीं, सर से हुई थी, शाहरुख सर से बात हुई थी वीडियो कॉल पे। मतलब मैं इतनी बात कर नहीं पाया सर के साथ, क्योंकि मुझे शर्म आ रही थी सर के साथ बात करने में। तो थोड़ी बहुत बात हुई थी, तो कांग्रेस बोल रहे थे, और इतनी ज्यादा कुछ नहीं हुई।
जी जी, मेरी आपकी माताजी से बात हो रही थी रिंकू। उन्होंने बताया कि आप बचपन से ही बहुत मेहनती रहे हो, तो कुछ बताइए अपना राज।
नहीं, मैम शुरू से ही ये मतलब शुरू से क्रिकेट बहुत पसंद था। मतलब मेरे घर वालों को, मतलब मेरी मम्मी को तो पसंद था, मेरे पापा को पसंद नहीं था। पापा मना करते थे खेलने के लिए, तो मम्मी ने
जी
शुरू में सपोर्ट किया था। मतलब जहाँ भी जाना होता था लोगों से मतलब पैसे मांगते तो मुझे देती थी, तो जब जा पाता था खेलने मैच।
जी, नहीं, आपकी स्टोरी बहुत ही इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी है रिंकू। बहुत ही कम रिसोर्सेज के साथ आप पले बड़े हैं, और एक बार तो आपको स्वीपिंग की आपने बताया कि साफ सफाई करने की नौकरी मिल रही थी, लेकिन आपने क्रिकेट को चूज किया। अब आप वापस देखते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कि कैसे कर लिया मैंने, कभी सोचते हैं?
नहीं नहीं, मतलब वो सारी चीजें मेरे माइंड में रहती हैं, क्योंकि मैं मतलब जैसे सारी वो माइंड में रहती हैं, क्योंकि मैं इस बहुत नीचे से आया हूँ। मैंने बहुत चीजें देखी हैं लाइफ में, बहुत टफ रहा है मेरी लाइफ। क्योंकि मेरी पापा तो सपोर्ट में नहीं थे, मम्मी ने बोला था कि चलो मतलब पापा सपोर्ट में नहीं है, साथ तो वो कोचिंग सेंटर था, तो वहां पर बोले थे कि सुबह सुबह लगा के तो पोंछा लगा के ले चले जाना। मगर वो मुझे चीज़ अच्छी नहीं लगी, क्योंकि मैं क्रिकेट के लिए ऐसा काम चुन रहा हूँ। मतलब वहां से मैं निकल गया, फिर मैंने पूरा क्रिकेट पे
जी जी। नहीं, आपकी माता जी मुझे ये भी बता रही थी कि मैंने उनसे पूछा कि रिंकू ने उनको आपको क्या लाके दिया, इतने बड़े स्टार हो गए हैं, वो आईपीएल में खेलते हैं, तो उन्होंने कहा कि आप उनके लिए सोने के कंगन बनवाने वाले हैं। सही बात है?
हाँ नहीं सही बात है मैम, क्योंकि नहीं मैंने मम्मी को दे चुका हूँ सोने के कंगन, तो काफी मतलब मैं आज तो कुछ दिया नहीं था मैं मेरी मम्मी को, तो मैंने कंगन के लिए तो काफी खुश थी।
जी जी। तो रिंकू, आईपीएल में खेल के बहुत सारे क्रिकेटर्स का करियर बना है, हर साल कोई ना कोई यंग प्लेयर्स निकल के आते हैं, आप तो फिर भी थोड़े बहुत रिकग्नाइज रहे हैं पहले भी। आपको उम्मीद है कि जिस तरह की परफॉर्मेंसेज आपकी चल रही हैं उससे आपको भी नेशनल टीम में ब्रेक थ्रू मिलेगा?
नहीं मैम, उम्मीद तो है ही है, क्योंकि मतलब काफी अच्छा हो रहा है, मतलब इस टाइम काफी अच्छा बैटिंग हो रहा है। कि मैं सबका ही सपना होता है मैम इंडिया खेलना, मगर मैं अभी ऐसा कुछ सोच नहीं रहा। मैं अभी बैटिंग पे फोकस कर रहा हूँ, जो मेरा शेड्यूल है उसी पे फोकस कर रहा हूँ। और मेरा यही मोटिव है कि मैं आज तक मतलब आज तक फाइनल जीता नहीं हूँ, मैं यही चाहता हूँ कि अभी तक से एक फाइनल जीते और के इस साल फाइनल जीते।
जी बिल्कुल। ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर दैट। बट मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, आप अपने करियर को आप देखते हैं, जिस तरह के बैकग्राउंड से आप आए हैं, आपने बोला बहुत टफ बैकग्राउंड आपका रहा है, तो आप सबसे ज्यादा क्रेडिट किसको देते हैं आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए? क्योंकि कोई ना कोई जरूरी ऐसा चाहिए जिंदगी में जो सपोर्ट करे।
ये बहुत मैं बहुत सपोर्ट मैं बहुत से लोग हैं, मैं 4-5 लोगों को काफी सपोर्ट किया है उन्होंने, मतलब हर चीज से सपोर्ट किया है। मतलब मैं भी नाम लेना चाहूंगा, सारे मेरे भैया हैं मोहम्मद जीशान, और मेरे कोच मसूद अमीनी, और मेरे भैया अर्जुन सिंह फकीरा, उन्होंने काफी सपोर्ट किया है। स्वप्निल सर हैं, एक अनिल भैया हैं, उन्होंने काफी सपोर्ट किया। 4-5 लोगों ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया मुझे मेरी लाइफ में।
लेकिन जब आप अपने परिवार के साथ रहते थे, तब जैसे आपने बताया कि आपको साफ सफाई करने की नौकरी मिल रही थी और पापा ने ज्यादा सपोर्ट नहीं किया, तो तब आप सोचते थे कि इस मुकाम पे पहुंच जाएंगे किसी दिन? आपको भरोसा था?
नहीं इतना नहीं सोचा था मैं, मतलब इतनी बड़ी चीज हो जाएगी मेरे साथ, मतलब इतना कुछ बड़ा सोचा नहीं था। मतलब मैंने ऐसी मतलब इंजॉय करने के लिए क्रिकेट स्टार्ट करी थी, मतलब कुछ मतलब मेरे घर वालों के लिए कुछ हो जाए, पैसे वैसे आ जाए तो उससे उधर, तो इसलिए स्टार्ट करी थी क्रिकेट। मैं इतना सोचा नहीं था कि इतना आगे आ जाऊंगा।
अच्छा, आपने वो जो स्टोरी बताई, जो मैंने आपसे पूछा था कि साफ सफाई की आपको नौकरी मिली थी, तो क्या हुआ था उस वक्त, जरा बताएंगे? क्योंकि उस वक्त थोड़ा लिंक थोड़ा खराब हो गया था।
नहीं मैम, मम्मी ने यही बोला था कि जब पापा सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं तो भाई के साथ थोड़ा जॉब कर ले और पैसे आ जाएंगे घर में, तो घर में हेल्प हो जाएगी थोड़ी सी। तो मैं गया था, मतलब पैंट शर्ट पहन के गया था कि अच्छी जॉब मिलेगी। तो फिर मतलब उन्होंने बोला कि सुबह सुबह मतलब आप पहुंचे की जॉब कर लेना, सुबह सुबह लगा के चले जाना, किसी को पता भी नहीं चलेगी। तो मैंने वहां पर मना कर दिया उनसे, तो फिर वहां से मैं आ गया। मेरे मम्मी को बोला कि मम्मी मैं क्रिकेट ही खेलता हूँ, क्रिकेट में पूरा फोकस करता हूँ और
जी
मेहनत करता हूँ पूरी। और मेहनत करिए वो आज आप देख ही रहे रंग ला रही है सर।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल रंग लाई है। तो आप बताइए, केकेआर के ड्रेसिंग रूम में और केकेआर के जो यूनिट है उसके साथ खेल के आपको कैसा लग रहा है? किस तरह का डिफरेंस महसूस हो रहा है और आपके लिए कैसा रहा है?
यानी काफी मतलब 6 साल हो गए कि टीम से खेलते हुए, मतलब
हम्म।
काफी सपोर्ट करते हैं। मतलब बहुत ज्यादा सपोर्ट मेरे लिए तो मतलब बहुत सपोर्ट किया है इन 6 सालों में। क्योंकि अभी बीच में लास्ट मतलब 2021 में मेरी इंजरी हुई थी, नी इंजरी, वो एक साल मिस हो गया था मेरा आईपीएल में। तो वहां भी सर ने मतलब के टीम ने हेल्प करी थी, ऑपरेशन कराया था, तो सारी चीज से हेल्प करते हैं और वो काफी अच्छा लगता है इस टीम के साथ खेलने में।
सबसे बेस्ट रिएक्शन किसका लगा आपको, रिंकू, आपके इनिंग्स के बाद?
रिएक्शन काफी मतलब भैया का लगा था, नीतीश भाई का, क्योंकि वो बहुत तेज भाग के आ रहे थे मेरे सामने, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि हम टकराना जाए एकदम से। तो वो एकदम से टकराए थे थोड़े बहुत, मतलब बहुत वो एकदम से गुस्से में आ रहे थे एकदम। तो
हाँ।
वो रिएक्शन बहुत तगड़ा था।
जी जी जी। और आपके जो कोच है पंडित जी, उनकी तो आंखों में मेरे ख्याल से आंसू आ गए थे जब वो आपको
हाँ
फील्ड में आए थे, गले
सर
लगाया था
थोड़ा रो
उन्होंने।
गए थे, सो सर ने बहुत अच्छे से गले लगाया, तो रो रहे थे, ये कह रहे थे कि तूने इज्जत रख ली, ये बहुत सी सब बातें कह रहे थे।
जी जी। ठीक है, रिंकू, ऑल द बेस्ट आपके बाकी सीजन के लिए, और उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप अच्छा करते रहे और तरक्की करते रहे। थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम, थैंक यू।
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. After days of a united opposition front in Parliament over the Congress-led demand for a JPC in the Adani matter, fresh cracks have appeared in the opposition camp as NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar junked the Congress party's idea. Pawar said that the truth won't come out as the JPC will be dominated by the ruling party and the probe monitored by the Supreme Court is the best way forward. The BJP has gone all out to highlight the divide in the opposition camp, claiming allies are disowning the political strategy, accusing the Congress